Hello and welcome to my presentation, Pluto towards position dependent apps. So Pluto is a kernel for an RP2040 retro computer. It's one that I'm writing myself. I wanted to add separate programs to the underlying kernel, so like apps you could run on a ZX Spectrum or something like that. Making applications position independent was tricky, so I decided that the user programs should be stored at fixed positions in Flash, rather than just making arbitrary position, because that way I'd have to overwrite the Flash with the actual position, and I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to keep things simple. Let's load a Blinky sketch from the SD card into Flash. So, okay. Let me see the contents of the SD card. So dir, and we can see a program called Blink, which is 82 bytes long. So I'm going to load that into a fixed position in Flash. So I'm going to type load blink.bin. That's done that. And I'm going to run it and see what happens. It should blink an LED 5 times. So let's run that. 3, 4, 5. And we go back to the command prompt. Fantastic. This is the code. It's similar-ish to what I've done on a previous occasion. I've increased the number of exports from the kernel, GPIO out to set up a GPIO pin, GPIO set to turn it on, sleep to sleep for a little while, GPIO clear to clear the LED. You need to know whereabouts in the kernel these functions are, and you get that from an input parameter that the kernel calls. Here's the linker script. This is slightly new. You can see that before I set the origin to 0, now I set it to a fixed location of 1001 quadruple 0 in hex, and these sections I think mostly remain the same. So there's a number of limitations with the approach I've got. The big one is there's no RAM area that you can actually store temporary values other than the stack. This is because the kernel has no space reserved for application programs, so an application doesn't know which location in memory is available to it. So my next step is to change the linker script in the kernel itself to give it a space. I was thinking about 4K. This is a little complicated because the Pico SDK is quite a convoluted piece of software. So trying to find the linker script and working out how to integrate that in with the SDK is a bit of a problem. But I recently spotted a function called Pico set linker script in CMake, and that should allow me to do what I want. Well, that's it for now. I hope you found that interesting. Bye. Thanks for watching, and I hope that my Pluto kernel develops further. Thank you. Bye.